You don't understand what's Maya. You're so caught up in the realms and the earth and the transient, and you don't know the difference. And thinking that that's what you're going to save. I said, if you know the absolute, if you know God, if you think you know God, you don't know God. If you knew God, you wouldn't be engaged in any of this. You'd see the fallacy of it. The fact that you don't see the fallacy of it, you're in Maya. You know? Jeez Louise. Unbelievable.
It's like a movie. Every day somebody new showing up with this crap.
Well, that's what I said. Oh, can you help me, teach me to work with Kundalini? I said, what do you mean work with Kundalini? The minute they said work with it, I had a feeling. Sure enough, I'm going to go save the planet and awakens everybody's third eye so they can, great. I said, no, I won't help you with that. Great, you want to put everybody in more spin of phenomena and illusion. Very good. Yeah, I'm going to help you with that. Why? I'm here to awaken people, not putting them in a bigger, drama. That's the delusion of Maya. The delusion of ego spin. This third eye and confusing psychic phenomena with a genuine path to realization. Well, Krishna said right. I said, Krishna never talked about opening a third eye. Hello? Reality to mental spin, reality to fantasy land. They don't want to hear it. 2012, the calendar's ending. The planet is going to implode. What are you going to do if that were the case, what the heck are you going to heal? You've got a year. What are you going to heal? You want to run around, these guys talk about, I want to run around healing everybody. What are you going to heal? The only way to truly heal somebody is to take away the delusion. And they want to run around healing bodies. The form is going to drop, no matter what. Everyone's form is going to drop, and the rest of it's eternal. So what are you going to heal? The only real genuine healing is when one takes away the illusion, the delusion of Maya. Delusion of separation, delusion of, something that lives and dies and, all of that. And the only way to get there is to get there in realization. And you're not going to get to realization by opening third eye and chasing psychic phenomena. All of that has to do with the transient realms. It has nothing to do with the reality. This is why all the texts talk about not chasing phenomena. Hello? Third eye is all phenomena. It's the projection. It's the projection of quantum mind. The mind is very creative. It will create realm after realm after realm and spin after spin after spin. And this is why it said you need to have a guru. To cut through that. Then this guy's talking about, well, it's all memory there. And if you have all the memory of all the minds, then you don't need to chase anything. I said, memory is past. Then there's no now if you're in memory. Now has no memory. Memory is past. Source has no mind, no mental spin of projection. It's aware only of itself. Only of that ever-present is, which is eternal, which has never been born, never died, and never projected into a universe, okay? So again, everything is backwards, they're chasing the stuff backwards. I want to chase the illusion and think it's going to take me to truth. And they haven't come to be still and know. They're chasing the fantasy. I want to chase bigger and bigger projections and think that that has nothing to do with ego. And they confuse ego with being egotistical. Nothing to do. Ego is this thinking one is separate and one is this finite being that has to chase something outside of itself. And such an ego trip of the powers and cities. That's why the greatest siddha, the siddha master, is one that's gone beyond the cities. They're not trapped by the cities. That's a siddha master. A siddha master isn't somebody that's projecting all these cities. They mean nothing. They're transient Maya. The delusion, the illusion. This is why the Tantras speak that Kundalini and this, that Shakti can either take one to realization or could delude one fully. They're chasing the delusion of ego, wanting to be special, wanting to have powers, wanting to be a god.
That's a big catch for people being misguided when they see the people, the Indians with powers, with cities. And they think, wow, that's a great master.
Well, yeah, they don't know the truth. They see that and say, wow, I want to be in control. And if I have those cities, then I can be in control. Yeah, cities can come along the way. Like I said, I was able to change the weather. I was able to do a lot of stuff, but it meant nothing. And one has to finally come to that point of seeing it's empty, it's nothing. It's a big projection of ego. Mental stuff, phenomena. It means nothing. It doesn't bring that peace that passes understanding. It doesn't. It just stirs one up in ego. That's all. Look how grand I am, I'm so advanced, such drama. When it all falls away, there's nobody to be advanced. There simply that is. All this big puffy balloon that you had, all the air is gone out of it then. Realization is like the big pin of the universe that pops that balloon. When God is, I am not. When I am, God is not. That's it. The great Sufi saying, it's the truth of the matter. For God to be there, there is no me. To understand what that is, God is not something separate. It's not a separate object that somebody's going to get, pal around with. No. It's that infinite energy of life that's simply aware of itself. That's all. In that eternal is no projection. When you get the projection outward, then you get Shakti. You get, continual change. Everything in flux, everything in motion. That's all. In the transient, there's no place to stand. It's always in flux. empty in nature, okay? Nothing permanent there. And the absolute is the unchanging dynamic that's in the heart of it. If understood, like I was talking with Sandeep, you know, if you understand energy and everything, molecules and all of the universe, at the very center of it is nothing. What they perceive as nothing, but it's absolutely full. It's pure inherent life energy and pure potential. Okay? That's what realization is going into that. Understanding that heart of it, not being caught up in the projection spin of it. Scientists and all of that, you know, people that are in that Maya are caught in the projected spin of it. Looking for answers here and there, and it, you know, the mind is in that generated state is always going to be in motion and looking for something new, something new, something new, never at rest. Huh?
People seek to purify the body with Ayurveda, all in the name of trying to discover this, what you're speaking of.
Yeah, such a fallacy. The body comes, the body goes. This is about consciousness. What are you going to purify with consciousness with food? What are you going to purify in consciousness with food? Food has to do with the body. It's a fuel. Okay, that's it. Okay, maybe you're going to have a better identification. I'm identifying that I am so holistic. I'm so, I'm not eating meat. Therefore, I'm so compassionate. It's another mental projection. One's identifying with another mental projection and another conditioning that one is trying to adopt. It has nothing to do with genuine consciousness.
My body is functioning so purely that I'll be able to reflect that consciousness like that.
No, it has nothing to do with anything. Puts you in a state where you say, well, now I can accept it and it's going to come because I've done this, you know? It has nothing to do with food. Food is a fuel for the body, the organism. That's all. That organism is like a planet. It's born, it has its life expectancy, it dies. But it has nothing to do with the consciousness that's inhabiting it. It's a vehicle. Like the earth is a vehicle for these forms at this present time. Just like there are many other planets out there that are vehicles for many different types of forms. But it all comes down to energy in the end. And even greater and deeper than that, that unchanging, that primal is, which is prior to the moving of energy into spin and phenomena. Okay? It's so simple. People want to see it so complex, they're looking at it backwards. You know, everything is backwards in that. Yeah. I understand just how, like I haven't been through the New Age stuff and crystals and tarot cards, and yeah, I went through all that drama. Celestine prophecy, everything is connected, and then one starts looking for everything to be connected. And if you look for that, you're going to find stuff like that. You're going to continue to project that. Continue to create that. Just like somebody that's going into these, conspiracy theories will find a conspiracy theory, manufactured in their mind about everything. If they go into this projected fear and angst, they're going to find fear around every corner, something to be fearful of. Okay? It's another projection. That's all. It's time to come out of the projections. That's the great healing of humanity, is get them beyond the conditioned mind, not to create other conditionings, What's the difference if you have the conditioning of society, or you have, other churches and this that are having dogmas and creating other conditioned mental spins? Okay, they might be better for society in one way for a time, but eventually they wind up being another bondage. So many ones that started out as benefiting society became rigid and become another bondage. Such as caste system has become a big bondage. It used to be that the caste system wasn't by birth, it was by occupation, and it had certain things, ways to work with people based on their occupation, based on their mindset. Then they made it a very rigid thing that it's according to birth, and then people are locked into a bondage of caste system. And then we had the higher and lower, and the ones that were supposedly higher, all these restrictions, we can't go near the outcasts, we can't have even their shadow fall upon us, then we'll be polluted. Such drama. Such drama. It's like, I just saw a video that was quite nice. It was this Brahmin, and he finally awoke to the suffering of people around him, and he quit his job, and he's out there feeding these people he finds in the street and taking care of them, and he takes their blessings when he feeds them. Even the lower caste ones, he takes their blessings. Because there is no higher and lower. If I touch the feet of 100 beggars, does it raise them up or bring me lower? No. It just honors that which is present. It's not going to pollute him by touching their feet. He's just breaking through that bondage. Doing something, seeing the suffering and aiding in the way he can help. And breaking through, challenging his conditioning. Very nice thing to see. Giving them some sense of worth. Takes them in sometimes, he shaves them. Takes them to get them a shower, to get them cleaned up, get them some food. And they appreciate it. Very sweet. So the path and all of the, the thing is to break free of conditionings and the fallacies and not creating bigger mental spins, but going beyond the mental spin to that stillness, which then allows for the occluding thoughts and drama to fall away so that one can experience that which has always been present, but's covered up by the motion of mind and not seen, because one is in that free will state. Okay. So for here, I'm quite happy to work with people that want to get to realization, but, if people are in the spin of wanting to develop cities and powers and drama, not interested. And so for the New Agers out there that want to think the world is going to end in 2012, and you've got this year that you're going to save the planet and everybody's going to transcend or whatever, enjoy that. And when 2012 comes and goes, and that date comes and goes, okay, and that projection ends, rather than finding a new spin and a new date and a new projection, then think about going within and really making the journey to that ever-present is, which is unchanging. That's all.
Some will, some are just going to go right on. And
more than likely. It's like these cults, horrid, some of these cults. I saw a thing on this one cult, this guy up in Canada, horrible, was torturing people. I mean, seriously torturing this woman. He cut one woman's arm off, and disemboweled another one. Horrible, horrible things. The children that were born to him were higher, and those that came in were not born to him were slaves. Literally. It was a terrible, terrible tragedy up there. And even after, this guy was saying he was like a Moses, something like that, and even after he was jailed, some of the women still went and had children with him in the jail. Had conjugal visits and still were there. Did not leave that. So it's amazing what people will get themselves caught up in and won't free themselves from, and remain in that spin and that bondage to their own destruction. It's amazing. Terrible thing to see, but, hopefully when they get free of the body in the other side, they can, have some sort of review and see this was not, they get another chance, another form, get another chance to progress. But, terrible thing to see, though. So many cults and so many identifications that people want to cling to and project and, hold on to, not wanting to take responsibility for their own actions, want to have somebody tell them what to do. It's not the path of freedom in that. So, very sad. But those types of things are out there. It's like when I do the life coaching or counseling, whatever you want to call it, and we're working with people to get them beyond their conditionings and get them to step out and change direction in their life. First, they have to see what's going on, and once they see it, then what they do is make the changes. They can see where the changes have to be made. And so what's done here is then we have accountability sessions where, every day, contact them. What have you done? What are you doing? Keep that forward motion going so it doesn't just sit there and spin and talk, so they can make those changes, because it's going to take action, not just yammering about it, And it does work. It works quite well. But people have to be accountable in their lives and have to see, reality from the fantasy and reality from the spin they're caught in. And then they can, see the light bulb goes off, and then they can start to make changes that are viable, that get them out of the spin they're in, get them out of that bondage of suffering that they've got themselves talked into. That's all. Yeah. So anyway, it's all good. Good news is life is eternal, Get another chance. The good news, you're in a corporeal body, so you can't screw it up too bad. Before you're taken out, you don't have too many years to screw it up royally, and you get another chance with another corporeal body until you finally, the hard knocks get you to wake up enough to say, well, this obviously isn't it. And then one's ready to let go of that drama and go forward to seek that which is eternal and unchanging, versus trying to cling to the transient and convince themselves that that's going to remain. Because it never will. Guaranteed. Yeah. Crazy stuff.